Okay guys, so I've actually used the Hoth backlinks alongside another less talked about SEO company known as FatJoe. And in this Hoth review, I'll walk you through first of all one of the DA30 links that I actually bought on the Hoth for about $255 and then I'm going to compare the link that I bought on the Hoth for $225 to the link that I bought on FatJoe for about $122, which is at about half the price of the one that I bought from the Hoth. And after walking you guys through these two links, I'm gonna go ahead and talk about pros and the cons that I took note of while I was using the Hoth. Then after talking about the pros and cons that I found while I was using the Hoth, I'm now gonna go ahead and talk about the results and show you guys the rankings that I got from the links that I bought from the Hoth and the links that I bought from FatJoe, so that you'll be able to make your final decision on whether the Hoth is what you want to use or if you'd like to consider using something else. But before I get into talking about all these things in this review video, I'd like you to leave me a like on this video if by the end of this video you find this video helpful. And also please, when you're done watching this video and you've seen the links from the Hoth, you've seen the links from FatJoe, and you've actually learned the pros and the cons that come with using the Hoth, you've also seen my results and you make your final decision, I'd actually recommend you use a coupon link to save yourself some money. You can just go down below in the description. I'm going to leave two coupon links. One is going to be to FatJoe, one is going to be to the Hoth. Depending on what one you decide to use, you can click on there, sign up for your account, and actually make sure you're saving yourself some money. So yes, it's going to be the first link down below in the description, and if you have any problems with finding the link, you can just ask me down in the comments. I'm going to send you the link. So now that you know that, I'll get this video started by showing you guys what the link that I bought from the Hoth looks like and what the one that I actually bought from FatJoe looks like. So I'll start by talking about the link that I actually got from the Hoth. So when I actually buy backlinks, I normally look out for two things. First of all, I'm going to check if the DA, that's the domain authority of the site that actually sent me this backlink, is actually what I paid for, because the price you pay depends on the DA, that's the domain authority of the site you're going to get the link from. So I paid for a DA30 link, so I'm going to check if it's actually coming from a DA30 link, and then I'm going to check if the site itself is a legit site, because there are a lot of these shady SEO companies out there who create a network of sites that they actually use to sell backlinks to people, and those kind of links are easily caught by Google and they're going to get you banned from Google. So I normally check if the site is a real site, if it has a real human being or a real human team behind it, if they have social accounts and all, because those things are the things that's going to make it clear to you that that is a real site, and I check for those two things. So for the link that I got from the Hoth, first thing I did was to actually check for the domain authorities. I paid that $225 for a link from a site that actually has a domain authority of over 30, and when I checked on the Ahrefs backlink checker, this is the report I got. Actually a DA33 site, so that one's actually a pass. They actually sent me what I actually paid for, and when I saw that, I then went on ahead to check if the site had social media account, if it had a real human being behind it or a real team behind it, and yes, the site passed all those tests. So the link that I actually got from the Hoth, actually the legit link that has the correct domain authority and real human presence on the site. So after that, I went on ahead to check the cheaper backlink that I bought. That's the one I bought from FatJoe. Like I said earlier, paid $122, which is actually like half the price of what you pay on the Hoth for that same type of link. That's a DA30 link from FatJoe. And when they delivered the link, I did my normal checks on the Ahrefs backlink checker, and you can see the report I got. This one was a DA35 site, and that is a pass. And apart from that, I went on ahead to check for social accounts, human presence on the site, and a lot of other things, and the link that I got from FatJoe was also a pass. And keep in mind here that this link actually paid half what I paid on the Hoth for the same type of backlink. So the link from FatJoe was a good one, and now that you've seen what the domain authorities of these backlinks look like from both the Hoth and FatJoe, I'm now going to go ahead and talk about the pros and the cons that I took note of while I was buying backlinks on the Hoth. And like I said, after that, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the results that I got and talk about the rankings, where I'm actually ranking right now on the article that I tested the links from the Hoth with and the article that I tested the links from FatJoe with. So for the pros and the cons that actually come with the Hoth, I'm going to start with the pros, and after that I'm going to go ahead and talk about the cons. So for the pros, the first thing that I must mention as a pro that comes with using the Hoth SEO services is the fact that these guys have perfect customer support. Like they have perfect customer support. When I say perfect, I mean perfect because like they're there for you. Sometimes they even help you get stuff done. Sometimes they even write your name on stuff and like send it to you. Also, it's actually an amazing customer support. They actually have an A on that. Apart from the fact that they have a good customer support, the second thing that I like to mention as a pro that comes with using the Hoth right here is the fact that their user interface is easy to understand. Like when you sign up, it's easy to click on where it says order now and like put in the details of what you want. It's easy to understand. You don't need to be a tech wizard to actually understand how the Hoth works. And that's something I must mention as a pro, because personally I've used a lot of SEO companies like SEO reseller where it's very scattered. You're going to be confused from day one. So this is a pro with the guys from the Hoth because their interface is very easy to understand. A layman can actually use it literally. And now that I've mentioned that as a pro, the third and final thing that I must mention here as a pro that comes with using the Hoth SEO services is the fact that the links are clean. So like I showed you guys, it's legit links. The sites are clean. I looked at the sites myself. They have social accounts. They have real people behind them. They have like everything that a normal site should have. And like I also showed you guys earlier, the domain authority is on point. So that's what I paid for. I got what I paid for, a DA30 plus link. And yes, now that I've talked about the pros, I'm going to go ahead and talk about the cons, which are the things that I didn't really like about the Hoth and the things that I feel like you might not really like about the Hoth. And the first thing that I like to mention here is the fact that they actually late sometimes. So I didn't buy just one backlink from the Hoth. I bought a lot of backlinks. I'm still going to talk about it later on in the video. But what I noticed was that some of the links are going to come earlier. Some of the links are going to come late. They're going to be delivered late. And I think that's because different niches, it's going to be hard to find people who are going to be willing to do guest posts for you in some niches as opposed to some niches. So those things actually lead them to late delivery sometimes. And that's something I must mention as a con here, because obviously nobody wants to pay for a backlink and you expect your backlink to come in 10 days time, and it gets to 10 days and you're hearing stories, you've not seen the backlinks and all. So like sometimes they don't deliver fast, and that is the first con that I'm going to mention here. And now that I've mentioned that, I'm going to go ahead and talk about the next con on my list, and that is the fact that when you scroll down to the side, like the tools area, you're going to get confused. Like you're going to get confused because if you've been to the Hoth website, you're going to notice that they have this part where they have all these tools like the Hoth logo maker, the Hoth this one, the Hoth. It's very confusing, and I feel like if they improve on that, it's gonna make the user experience better. But that's just a minor issue in my opinion. And now that I've talked about that, I'm gonna go ahead and talk about the third and final con that I have on my list here. That is the fact that these guys are unnecessarily expensive. That is the thing that I hate about the Hoth. That is the main reason why I had to talk about FatJoe in this video, because I have used FatJoe and I've actually used the Hoth, and I know that these people offer the same exact type of links, which is why I took my time to show you a link from FatJoe, a link from the Hoth, and show you that these things are literally the same thing. But the Hoth, for some reason, is going to charge you $225 for a DA30 link. Meanwhile, FatJoe is going to charge you $122 for a DA30 link. The same link is going to have the same effect on your site. The pricing of the guys from the Hoth SEO, it's very, very bad. It's very, very bad. And I feel like if they can cut down on that, it's going to actually bring them more business, right? So that's the final con on my list there. Their pricing, it's too costly, unnecessarily costly. And now that I've talked about the pros and the cons, I'm now going to go ahead and talk about my results. That's where the links I bought from the Hoth and the links I bought from FatJoe actually took me to on the search results. So I'm going to start by talking you guys through the rankings that I got from the links I bought from FatJoe. And after that, I'm going to go ahead and talk you guys through rankings I got from the links I bought from the Hoth. So for the links I bought from FatJoe, it was on one of my relationship sites, and I spent about $1,220 on a mix of 10 different links. And I actually still paid some guys on Fiverr about $35 to actually get me some of those weak backlinks to create link variety, to make everything look smooth in the eyes of Google. After doing all those things, that's paying for the links on FatJoe and paying for SEO guys on Fiverr. It took about 2 months for the article I was trying to rank to move up to the first page, the keyword I was trying to rank for, and I actually ended up at number 2 below the featured snippets. And this keyword I was talking about here actually is a keyword that has over 25,000 searches per month and a medium competition on the Google Keyword Planner too. So the links from FatJoe worked, and they cost me about $1,220 plus $35 that I spent on Fiverr to create link variety, and that was the results from the FatJoe links. So for the links that I got from the Hoth itself, on that one I spent about $2,500 on a mix of 10 links as well on a separate blog, and I also paid the same people on Fiverr the same $35 to actually create link variety for these same links that I bought on the Hoth. So the links finally came in, and after about 2 to 3 months, I was already ranking. I was at number 2, also below the featured snippet. And the keyword I was trying to rank for here is a how-to keyword that has about 50,000 plus monthly searches with about a medium competition as well. So from everything I've talked about right now, it's obvious that the Hoth is actually good, it works. But the problem here, the only problem is that it is very, very costly, which is why I talked about FatJoe here, to show you guys that it's unnecessarily costly, because we can actually get the same exact thing on FatJoe without having to spend all that money. Because if you think about it, I literally spent double what I spent on FatJoe and I still got the same results. So the Hoth is kind of not worth it when you look at it from the angle of the amount of money you have to spend. Because if you think about it, you can spend less, actually half of the money, and actually get the same results. So Hoth is the good side, it works, the links work, but FatJoe is better because it's cheaper and it's faster right there. So that's just the truth right there. And like I said in the beginning of the video, I'm gonna leave the link to FatJoe, the link to the Hoth, and the link to Fiverr. And like I said earlier, all these links are coupon links that are gonna help you get discounts on FatJoe, the Hoth, and Fiverr. So it's left to you right now, from all the things I've told you here, to make your own decision on whether you want to use the Hoth or FatJoe. So depending on the one you want to use, you can go down below, click on the links right there, and sign up. When you sign up, you can get a discount. And also, if you want to sign up to Fiverr, I'm going to leave a link down there as well. It's going to help you get a 20% off when you actually want to pay SEO people on Fiverr to get stuff done for you, right? So if you have any questions about either the Hoth, FatJoe, or Fiverr, just let me know down below in the comments. I'm going to be here to answer. And if you have any issues with finding the links that I mentioned, just let me know in the comments as well. I'm going to send you the link. And with all those things said, please don't forget to leave me a like here. And yeah, I'll see you around, probably at the top of Google. Stay safe. Peace out.